morning and welcome to the program Hope Alive on ObiDatti Family TV. My name is Prince Kachi, also known as P. Catch. All right, you already know Hope Alive is a program where we highlight people, exceptional people and events that are making a difference in our society. And talking about people that are making a difference in our society, one person that we know is the person, Mr. Peter Obi. And since he came into the political scene in Nigeria, it hasn't remained the same. And he seems to be shaking up things across the nation. In all the 36 states of the nation, the most talked about person right now is Mr. Peter Obi. And we're going to be discussing and analyzing the ObiDatti candidacy and the hope that it brings to Nigeria. All right, on today's episode of the program, I have joining me virtually the Northwest Coordinator for the P2B 2023 Support Movement, the person of John Elachi, joining us virtually. Hello, Mr. John. Can you hear me,
Mr. John?
Yes, I can hear you, Mr. Kachi. Thank you very much. Good morning to you. It's a pleasure to be on this platform, and thank you for having me.
Great. I would like to have your visuals as well. If you can also turn on the video so that we can see you. Okay, so we'd like to know more about the Peter Obi 2023 support movement. What is the support group all about? What is the vision and the mission of the Peter Obi 2023 support movement?
All right. One of our primary visions is to bring to the conscience of Nigerian youths that we are not living in the Stone Age anymore. That the non-involvement of youths in politics has actually contributed to the political decadence of our nation and the backwardness we've experienced over time. So the vision is to conscientize the electorate, especially the Nigerians today. And if we don't put the destiny of our in our hands, it means there will be no future for us. So that is the aim of this support group. I can tell you that we as youth have seen the light, and we pray for better days ahead.
Okay.
You are the Northwestern Coordinator for the support group, and I believe you're also a native of the Northwest. Am I right? Where do you come from? Yes. What part of Nigeria do you come from?
Yes, I'm from Benue State. I'm from the North Central.
Okay, North Central. Interesting.
Yes.
Now, we would like to know, what is the strength of Peter Obi in the Northwest, in the North Central, in fact, in the North in general? What is the strength of Peter Obi in the North, and are people responding to the ObiDatti movement in the North?
All right. The handwritings are on the wall. It has never happened like this in Nigeria. And there is this notion that the North is not behind each other. Peter Obi himself. It's about the few can redeem this country, restore the honor and dignity of the country back, and that is why we are rallying behind him. So now, is very strong, particularly where I coordinate. I can tell you that when you say that does Peter Obi have support in the North, I can tell you that Peter Obi doesn't just have a support; he has a movement, and the Northerners are the one fronting this movement. They are the front lines of this movement, while others support. So in the North, Peter Obi candidacy and then the acceptance is huge. And with our grassroots work, with the mobilization that is ongoing, we are here to see more of the turnout for Peter Obi by the special grace of God.
Beautiful, beautiful. Mr. John, please, can you adjust your camera a little bit? There's a lot of head space so that
Okay.
so you put it in the middle. Great,
Okay.
great. Okay,
All right.
so please, now we have seen, before this campaign season started, we've seen other candidates try to show us that they are fit and healthy. We saw some people cycling, some people running, some people doing some kind of funny things, in a bid to display to Nigerians that they are strong and healthy. Why is it important for Nigeria to elect a healthy and strong and sound and youthful president at this time? Why do you think it's important?
Well, I think and others you can't. You cannot. Just imagine, add 40 years to your age from now. Do you think we'll be able to run 2-3 years? You cannot. A country as big as Nigeria, the giant of Africa, you need a healthy, a sound-minded human being, a sound-minded individual who is mentally stable, physically stable, and health-wise. Because, imagine having to tour around 2 states in a day. Imagine have to stand for several hours addressing your nation. Without that mental and head balance, you cannot do that. And that is why it will be, because he has all the qualities, the attributes of it. He doesn't just have the IQs, he doesn't just have the balance, he also has the physical fitness. Like the interview, there was something he said in the town hall meeting, a few days ago. He said he to be in charge. He said he's going to be the commander in chief. That he was going to be in charge when was asked if the office of the vice president and the president is one and same. He said yes, they are going to work as a family, but he is going to be in charge. That is the kind of tenacity, the boldness we want from a leader. And if he is not physically sound, mentally sound, he wouldn't have given us that answer. That answer came from a lot of assurance, even within himself, because you can give what you don't have. So he has what we need. In fact, he is not campaigning. We are the one campaigning for him. He can't even back down at this stage. He belongs to us. He belongs to Nigeria. And just like we've apologized to Excellency from the past, that to please allow us to take hold of our principal, Mr. Peter Obi, for now until this is over. So Peter Obi belongs to Nigeria, and we are solidly behind him to ensure that Nigeria is liberated, that we have a future that posterity will reckon with. Thank you very much.
Okay, talking about the hope that the P2B candidacy has brought back to Nigeria. All right, we have seen from the town hall meeting that you just mentioned, I was going to get to that. How would you evaluate P2B's performance? He talked about, he was asked a couple of questions, even from the panelists and from the members of the audience. And he responded to these questions that had to do with security, that had to do with the economy as well. How would you rate P2B's responses to these questions? How would you rate the performance in general of P2B at that town hall series?
All right. It was excellent. That was not the first time. Anytime there is a debate or town hall meeting that involves His Excellency, we are not moved, we are not afraid, because we know we have our backs backed. That our principal always do just whatever question that is thrown at him. And on that meeting, he did justice to all the questions. And he was able to do that because he is a technocrat. He has what it takes to revive so many things that have gone wrong with this country as regards the security architecture and then the economy. Because he's not just coming to do it, he has done it before. So we are judging by accident. That is why we are not, it is not new because what he has been doing, and with the sports that are behind him, he's going to do more come 2023 by the time he assumes the office of the presidency. Thank you.
Okay. So at that town hall meeting, just before the meeting started, there was some kind of uproar. Okay, there was like a protest, and we got to understand later that this was because there was a surrogate, a representative of the PDP presidential candidate, the running mate of Atiku, in the person of Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, is there to represent his principal. And it caused some kind of uproar at the event. And people were protesting that it was supposed to be an event for presidential candidates alone and not for their representatives. Okay. So moving away from that now, on Monday we saw the Director General of the Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council, Doyin Okupe. He came out to make an announcement that Peter Obi will not be attending any more town hall meetings or presidential debates if the presidential candidates are not present. How would you react to this? Is this a good move from the Labour Party? Do you think they made the right decision, or do you think that Peter Obi should take every opportunity to be in the faces of the people and talk to the people? What's your reaction to this?
Okay, that action came from one out of the respect we all have for our principal. And we believe that whenever presidential candidates are being invited by Nigerians, we deserve the honor, the respect to have our invitations honored. But at the town hall meeting, it is quite disrespectful to have our vice presidential candidates, where our presidential candidates were invited, and then for our principal to be in the meeting with vice instead of the president is quite disrespectful. That is why we but again, not change a man of the person of our principal is a humble man who respects Nigerians. And I believe that if it takes him several months, several days to do the right thing, he's going to do that. So he did the right thing by coming, even though, and then taking the participatively, even though that presidential candidates were not present. But again, I want to believe that there are more than meet the eyes. We cannot go outside the decisions of our principals and then the governing body of the Labour Party as a whole. We hear about and how we'll be able to resolve this, and then let our principal continue with any invitation, valid and then reasonable invitation that tends to share more light on his candidacy for Nigeria.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit more about this absenteeism of these other presidential candidates at this kind of events. This is not the first time we are seeing Peter be in front of the people, talking to the people, and being interrogated. We saw that at the Arewa forum, or Northern Leaders Forum, and we saw the way he was taking the questions from everybody. He told them that they can ask him anything. And we've also seen Peter be on media platforms, on Arise, on Channels TV, questions from the presenters at those media platforms. And you see that Peter is not scared to get in front of the camera or to talk to the public. And we still see him consistently, repeating those ideas that he has shared. He's not wavering on those ideas when it comes to talking about taking Nigeria from consumption to production, when it comes to taking removing people from poverty and eliminating criminality. These ideas are ideas that he has repeated over and over again, and it has begun to sink in, to the ordinary Nigerian person. Now the question is this. What is the reason? Why do you think these other presidential candidates avoid debates, avoid being interrogated by Nigerians, avoid town hall meetings, and come up with excuses? They rather send representatives than come themselves. Why do you think they have been avoiding these debates and interrogations?
All right. To state the obvious, like I said earlier, you cannot give what you don't have. You know, if you're going into a fight, we eventually lose. So, if you don't have what it takes to face Nigerians, like I've always told people, look me in the eye and then lie to me if you can. So if you cannot, if you don't have what to give, if you don't have the solutions to the problem of this country, why come to the TV to lie to them? So our principal is truthful, and he has what it takes to turn things around for us, to bring solutions, to provide solutions to the problem being faced by this country. And of course, because Nigerians are tired of hearing the same old stories, and they're being given money. They are tired of recycling the same old set of people and all that. The news, the handwritings are on the wall that we are no longer interested in the past leadership. We are no longer interested in our forefathers to rule us anymore. So the signals have been sent. They have seen it. So the best way for them is to stay away from the public, because I'm sure you cannot just go and stand before the public and then be mute, lack what to say. So I believe that is one of the reasons why we've not been able to see them various days and then other platforms.
Okay, still on the town hall meeting. Okay, this is the last topic that we're going to discuss on that town hall meeting. We saw an outburst from Mr. Peter Obi when he had to address Dino Melaye, Senator Dino Melaye, calling him to order, telling him that he should stop accusing the Obi people of, the nuisance that was caused in that event that day. What would you say is responsible for the outburst? Would you say it was right for Mr. Peter Obi, to call Mr. Dino Melaye to order? How would you rate that, display of emotion from Mr. Peter Obi?
All right. It got to a point where he had to take that action. If he had the boldness and the need to correct Dino Melaye at that town hall meeting, he is going to have the boldness to correct anybody in his cabinet, in government. So he calls a spade, and it begins today. He's not promising us of what he's going to do when he assumes. He's already doing it. You see, if you are a leader who conceals somebody's error, especially the one that errs in the public with arrant, I don't know how to put it. If you cannot do that, if you cannot call a spade, then we are not willing, you are not ready to move the country further, because we need people of truth, people of integrity, people of sincerity. And he displayed that. And it didn't just happen, it's been happening. It's been happening. So it was the right time for him to address that. And Nigerians are not taking that lightly too from Dino Melaye. So the truth is, we cannot keep saying, okay, it is fine, when in reality, all is not well. So if we don't stop this game, Nigeria is not going anywhere. We must come out openly. A spade is spade, just as our principal has called a spade. Thank you.
Great, that's beautiful. I personally think that it's a different side of Peter Obi that we haven't seen before. Probably we've heard about it. We know that Peter Obi is a very strict man, and he's a very disciplined man. And, we've seen that from his antecedents in Anambra State. We've heard the stories of what he did, cutting cost of governance. He proved a strong-willed person and someone of courage to be able to do that. And we saw that displayed at that event. All right, moving away from the town hall series that was held in Abuja, let us talk about the P2B 2023 support movement and what exactly you are doing for the movement in the Northwest. Okay, you are the Northwest Regional Coordinator for the support group. what is your group doing to sensitize the people, or to get more people into the ObiDatti family? What is your group doing to ensure that P2B wins the Northwest region come 2023 in the general elections?
All right. Politics is local, and a lot of people are carried away by what they see on social media. People at the grassroots, majority of them don't have access to social media. Information goes very far, of course, but it surprises you so that some people have not heard of so major goals to go down the grassroots. And how do we do that? We have structures in all the local governments, from the local government down to the ward, down to the polling unit.
So times, to declare support and mobilize people to vote for P2B. But what about the northern Muslims, which make up, to an extent, a majority of the northerners? Okay, what about the northern Muslims? What has been done, okay, to get them into the movement? What has been done to make them obedient and to make them support the candidacy of Peter Obi and Yusuf Datti?
All right. See, a while, people supporting the north.
Sorry, Mr. John, we can't really hear you. I would like to hear what you have to say about this topic.
Okay, so please.
Okay, go ahead.
Now.
Better.
All right. I was saying that you cannot hide the truth for long. You can hide it for a while, but just like the sun, it will always surface. There are rumors or people saying that the non-Muslim brothers and sisters are not supporting. That's a lie. One of us from Kebbi State, and he's a Muslim, and that is one act of it. There are a lot of Muslim brothers and sisters who are not just supporting, but they are fronting the movement. They are fronting the candidacy of Obi. We are actually working behind them, because Nelson Mandela said something. He said, "You let the people lead, and then you lead from behind." And they believe that they are the ones leading, and indeed they are leading. We cannot do all these things we are doing in the north without the support of our Muslim brothers and sisters. So anyone who is saying that the northern Muslims are not in support of Peter Obi is just trying to create this fear or Obi followers. It's just saying, it's just that are paid to manage of our principals or to demoralize the supporters of Peter Obi. But I tell you, that is not going to shake us. We have come way too far. You know what happens when you sell your vote? People say that, let me go my way because my vote will not count. If your votes don't count, why do they come to buy your vote? So people are aware that their votes will count and that they can acquire the change if only they don't sell their votes. They know what will happen if they sell their votes. If you have whether you have a business with politics or not, politics will have business with you. And that is what we've been doing at the grassroots, setting them on the danger of selling our vote. And I can tell you so far that the vast majority of people are resolved, have made up their mind not to sell their votes. People are suffering. People are suffering. Can you sell it for 1,000 naira? Can it feed for a week? So people are aware of that they are coming to deceive them. Why would somebody work for you when they pay you? If you really want to work for me, why would you have to pay me? Aware. And I am very, very sure that come 2023, people are going to really take their personal decision. This is not about Peter Obi. This is about safeguarding the future of our children. It's about safeguarding the future and we are ready to do that. And we are not stopping. We'll keep doing it. We'll keep sensitizing people. We'll keep creating awareness until victory.
One media platform that will give you information about Peter Obi and his candidacy in these coming elections. All right, till I